Any legal recourse for the honourable members here and the countless other MCAs across the country who perhaps are suffering from this very scenario that they're describing? Are there any legal options for them?
There might be no legal recourses in terms of the context, how things have been structured. However, the silver lining is in the CAFA, the County Assemblies Financial Autonomy Act that the President signed, so that what we see happening right now is a manner in which, you know, the resources, the financial resources that counties receive, contrary to or as opposed to what happens at the national government, where each ministry has a clear budget that is put, counties receive a lump sum. So it is for you to sit as a county and decide that this amount of money will go into this sector, this amount of money will go into, you know, and that is how county assemblies receive their monies from the county executives. Now, probably the recourse that might be there is in what is called the CIDP, the County Integrated Development Plan, which the MCAs know very well about, and that part of what they have to do there is undertake public participation. Beyond the CIDP, Victor.
Not the private participation that
No.
Right.
Beyond the CIDP, we have what is called the ADP, the Annual Development Plan. Beyond that, we have what is called the supplementary. We must not lose sight of what the roles of the MCAs are. And I feel very sad, especially for our members of county assemblies, based on the stories that are here, and they are true. Because once in a while or occasionally we go to counties, we undertake induction trainings, we do research, we, you know, share reports, and we sit with them.
So you've seen this?
We have seen this. What must be done is to not necessarily build the capacity of members, but to strengthen institutional engagement of the assembly.
I see.
Because if we build your capacity today, tomorrow you might not be elected. What we must do, Victor, is to build the institutional capacity of the assemblies. What must we do about that? Remember, members don't work in silos or in a vacuum. Behind them are technical experts called clerks.
I am happy that he's agreeing with my point.
we have clerks who sit behind these members.
Right.
But the most disheartening thing that we see, Victor, is that members don't arise to the occasion on the floor of the House.
Why is that?
To raise concerns. They have talked about it, fear. Some of them get delisted. You are a member of Pick and Pack chair, or you are in the speaker's panel, a member of the speaker's panel, or you are a majority leader of a political party. You go and say, huyu anatupinga kwa assembly, unatolewa. They are suffering. In some counties, you're even told you will never see development coming to your ward. And that is what he is sharing, that, you know, your next election is actually threatened because programs or projects will not come to your ward. But if we can be able to strengthen the institutional mechanisms of the assembly, so that we say, for example, what must we do to empower them to exercise their oversight role? And it is very simple, and we have told some of them in the past. Let us exercise what is called basically ensuring that executive does its works, the principle of separation of powers. And the governors also know that we have people who have been brought before the House to oversight, to legislate, and to represent the people. What we see happening today is not really what county assemblies are supposed to be doing, right, because of the fear of either being victimized or being disillusioned into development, among others. But therefore, what must we do to strengthen the institutional capacity of the county assemblies? Build their capacity in terms of the technical expert. And I think that Dismas asked a very paramount question when we began. How many of them can be able to relate to the control of budget reports? That has also been engaged or has been, you know, dispensed somewhere within the COG. And if you talk about capacity of members, it doesn't have to be for county assemblies. A member must be willing to sit back and read so that you're able to speak in English, you're able to speak in Swahili, you're able to bring up a point. Actually, and that is why partly, Victor, some members will be of the view that disband county assemblies because they don't represent us, they don't make laws, they can't even express themselves. And that is really the difference between what you see happening in other counties. And I'll bear witness that each county here has something good about them. Muranga is being over-profiled because they have done something unique in what we call in devolution, enhancement of on-source revenue. Because Governor Kangata has actually understood that for me to be able to enhance my on-source revenue, I must digitize the systems.
Right.
But he can't digitize the systems if there is no law. The people who will make that law are the members of County Assembly.
We already did that.
That's what I'm saying, that the governor cannot enhance on-source revenue if there is no law.
All right.
And there can be no law, Victor, if the MCAs don't pass that law. So if governors, just a minute, if governors can be able to understand that all these systems of government are autonomous but interdependent.
Right.
So you stifle your MCAs, but you lose because they will pass. So counties that cannot be able to do what, for example, Governor Kangata did, might not have the laws. We have counties like Nairobi that are struggling. People struggle to pay, parking. You can't do it. People struggle to do business permits. Kangata showed us that you can actually do it online. Why can't we get cities and very promising counties do the same? If you go to Tana River, they've done very well on municipality boards, especially putting the structures of municipalities and much more fundamentally, juxtaposing that with the degree of insecurity and the context of governance. So if you were to look at each of these counties, go to Kitui and their value addition for mangoes and the juice and all that. You go to Kisumu and their blue economy and the kind of even laws and frameworks that have been put by Governor Nyong'o, So each of these counties have something unique, but that uniqueness, Victor, cannot come out if there is too much war.
I see.
And that is why, as I finish, if you notice what the president did in Migori is something that we have been asking Nyanza governors and leaders of Nyanza to sit together and speak, discuss concerns. Governor Akaina, MCAs, let's discuss our issues jointly as opposed to fighting. And we are hoping that in the next 2 years, 3 years, we are going to begin to see revamped devolution stories, particularly around service delivery and the benefits that citizens can be able to accrue from devolution. So leadership, which I think one of them spoke about, is very, very important. Because MCAs have a role to play, which governors cannot benefit from if the MCAs don't do their work. And if MCAs can do a good job and governors feel that they are benefiting because MCAs are doing their work, then why do you want to stifle their financial support?